That's better. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, graduates, classmates. I'd like to welcome you to the 2000 Essex High School graduation. Looking out over my classmates, I see people that I've known since kindergarten, kids that I've grown up with over the years. I have many fond memories of times that I've shared with you. When we were young, Talia Glesner and I used to sit up in my room and sneak candy. I'll never forget the times that Doug Harry and I shared. Doug, I think you actually got me to try a dog biscuit once. That used to be a favorite snack of Doug's. All of us have been through so much together, and even though some of us have traveled here from elsewhere, whether it be another town, state, or country, we all now have at least one thing in common. Every one of us, we spent our high school years here at Essex High School. As we look past this day, next year, many of us will be traveling across the country, making a name for ourselves wherever we go. With us, we will always have the legacy of Essex High School. We will bring the name Essex High School with us wherever we go. And try as you might, you'll never forget some of the good times, the bad times, and the funny times, which, with time, seem to be one and the same. So like I said, as the years go by, we'll keep being reminded of our stay here at Essex High School. For example, we're going to see Frank Antonucci, after scoring the game-winning touchdown for the New York Giants in the Super Bowl, giving it all up to Mrs. Gockley. That's right. We'll be watching the Grammys, and we'll see Dana Abbott pick up the award for Best New Artist and think back fondly to when she picked up first place at Essex High School talent show. We'll hear about Greg Mishler off the coast of Australia doing recon work for the Navy SEALs. Justin Quackenbush will take Broadway by storm in a couple of years, and he'll bring to mind the many school productions that he starred in. And of course, all of you will be taking your children, nephews, or nieces to see the Barnum and Bailey Circus, solely because the new owners went to your high school. They called themselves the Dudes. I'm sure all of you know who I'm talking about. Peter Coombs, Ben Butterfield, and myself, Don Evans. Whenever we encounter any of this, we'll think back to those good old days when we played football with Frank, when we acted alongside Justin, and when we all oohed and awed at Don, Pete, and Ben. However much we might deny it now, when we look back on our days spent within those walls, we'll look back fondly, and as the years go by, the fonder the memories will be. If there's one thing that I could leave you with, because it's very likely you'll forget the rest of my speech before long, I'd like to share with you something that a very cool guy once said. This is how it goes. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong men stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and who comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows the triumphs of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at the least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be among those cold and timid souls who know neither pity nor defeat. A guy by the name of Theodore Roosevelt said that, and I see it as a very wise and intelligent quote. Don't let yourself be that person who points out the wrongs of others. Be the one who keeps at it, tries again and again till they get it right. Chris Etlinger, shut up and deal. Get the job done. That's it. In the future, I look forward to crossing paths with all of you, because I'm proud to be graduating with you guys. Congratulations, class of 2000.
Good morning. It's always with mixed emotions that I stand before the graduates of a class. one half of me is very happy and proud to see you off. The other half is sad because I may not see you for quite a while, and some of you may never see me again. But one of the things that we'll always have are our memories. I enjoyed listening to a poem last week at Baccalaureate and about your first day and the big barbecue and how huge and large our school looked. But now how comfortable and how confident you are as you walk the hallways. The world may look that way for you now, but in a few years, the world will also seem a comfortable place for you, and you will be confident as you approach its daily challenges, joys, and heartaches. Don mentioned that you've been together since kindergarten. Well, there are probably about 20 of you out there who've been together with me since kindergarten, with a couple of years break in between. I've watched you grow, watched all of you grow, and it makes me proud. As all of you, family and friends, should be proud of yourselves. I'm sure that the last 4 years have been some of the most challenging, exciting times of your life. You've laid the foundation for them to go on. Your values, right and wrong, are all now in their hands. They will continue to need your support and your help and your guidance. And actually, as they get older, they'll probably start taking your guidance and help and support. Quite often at this age, they don't appreciate it. As you get older, you will appreciate what your family has done. With that, I will say, see you later, not goodbye. Good luck, and I miss you. Congratulations, class of 2000.
Class of 2000, Most of you have been around here for 4 years, so think about this for a second. How often do you clap for a teacher? I'm not talking about at the faculty play, and I'm not talking about at any award ceremonies. I mean in class, after a lecture, demonstration, or some other worthy event. How often do you clap for a teacher? Does it ever happen? Think about that for a second. Every day, a teacher has to make some sort of speech in front of a group of people. Here I am, all worried because I have to make just one speech. But teachers must every day get up in front of a class and teach something. Isn't that worthy of occasional applause? But wait a minute. That's their job. Today's teacher is expected to have no problems with this. So I ask again, how often do you clap for a teacher? This exact question was asked to my classmates by a fellow student after we had applauded the teacher for an excellent demonstration. He had dressed up as Einstein to explain some of Einstein's theories. Just thinking about it, doesn't that sound neat? Can you imagine a man all hunched over, wearing a white wig, faking a German accent, discussing the drawbacks of a removed brain? All this trouble to explain a theory? Well, it surely got students to listen carefully to this Einstein speaking his mind. I believe the original question was intended to generate praise for that certain teacher, but it made me step back and think. Why don't we clap for teachers? At Essex High School, I have come to realize that we are some of the most lucky high school students in the country. Sure, the positive attitudes of students and the enthusiasm contribute to the greatness of Essex. But what about the teachers? Quite a few of my teachers have been coming to school every day for 20 or 30 years and still are diligently committed to promote learning. I've found that the teachers here teach so that students can learn. In my experience, it has been the teacher that has made a class enjoyable. Whether I like a class is partially based upon whether I like studying a particular subject, which students are in my class, or the relevance of what we're learning. But the teacher is what really makes or breaks the class. How often do you hear students saying, "Take this class, the lectures are really insightful," or "Take this class, it really makes you think"? More often it's, "Take this class, she's really great," or "Take this class, he's a really great teacher." About a week ago, I received a letter addressed to myself. The funny thing was, it was in my own handwriting, and the return address was my own. I curiously opened the envelope and read, "This is Eric of 1996, writing to you on what life for me is like now." I had written the letter when I was in 8th grade. It mentioned a number of things about my 8th grade year, my friends, my favorite bands, and what I like to do. A few days later, another letter addressed to myself in my own handwriting arrived. But the return address of this one was my freshman English teacher's. I had written the letter in 97 during my freshman English final exam. The content of this letter was similar to that of the other. The best line was, "How many colleges have you been accepted into?" Little things like those letters contribute to a class much more than any standard curriculum or standardized test possibly can. Those little things are what makes a class fun, meaningful, and memorable. When you think back about classes during your 4 years of high school, you'll remember these things. But you may not remember that it was teachers who planned them. The teachers made them fun. I now call upon students in a chant of support. Ahoa! 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 Thank you, Ahoa. So, whether it's by trying to teach ignorant seniors about European geography, allowing classroom walls to be covered with cookie wrappers, having students furiously scribble phrases up at the chalkboard, awarding candy for correctly answering tough questions, persistently trying to teach to rambunctious seniors on a Friday afternoon, telling fascinating stories about exploding outhouses, having students write to their future selves, just being a nice person in general, or by being Einstein, teachers are teaching us valuable lessons which we will remember for years to come. Thanks, teachers, and congratulations to the class of 2000.
Good morning. Graduation is a time of reflection on the past and anticipation of the future. I know that we're all very excited to be moving on, be it to college, a new job, or just a new phase of life. However, as we move on during this time, I think we have a responsibility to ourselves and to those around us to think about who we are and where we're going. W. Somerset Maugham wrote, "I have an idea that some men are born out of their due place. Perhaps it is this sense of strangeness that sends men far and wide in the search for something permanent to which they may attach themselves." It seems to me that each of us is looking for something permanent to which we can attach ourselves, something that will give meaning and purpose to our lives. There are many things that promise to provide significance in life, like an exciting job, the perfect college, or the right person. In fact, much of the unrest and discontent around us is the result of our attempts to find purpose. We are often told to look within ourselves, to follow our own inclinations, and this is our mistake. We are not complete in ourselves, and we did not create ourselves. There's something bigger in the universe than you or me or any one person here today. Believe that personal contentment and our place in life can only be found in a relationship with God. Alistair Reed wrote, "Face it, curiosity will not cause us to die, only lack of it will. Only the curious have, if they live, a tale worth telling at all." However, curiosity should not be an end in and of itself. Discovering the truth through curiosity should be our ultimate goal. Unfortunately, there are a variety of paths that promise to reveal truth. Higher education, studying the past, or looking within ourselves. Compounding the problem is that in many quarters in our society, truth is held to be relative. Instead of taking responsibility for our actions, we blame our environment. In trying to be non-judgmental, we go to the extreme and are reluctant to label anything as right or wrong. Is truth really relative? I believe that truth does exist and that it's found only in God. As we progress into the next stage of our lives, let us all be dedicated to pursuing purpose and discovering truth in the one place they can be found. I'd like to wish you all the best of luck next year. I've been honored to know you as the friends, family, and teachers who have been so kind and supportive over the past 4 years. Thank you.
There are several designations of awards following some of the students' names on the program. A 1 indicates membership in the National Honor Society. A 2 means the student obtained a 3 3/4 year average of 87 or better and is designated pro merito. In order to honor all graduates, please hold your applause until all have received their diplomas. Richard Joseph Hebert II. Dana Catherine Abbott. Ryan Patrick Abernathy, National Merit Finalist, IBM Thomas Watson Scholarship. Jeffrey Paul Abrahamovich. Frank Thomas Antonucci, Wagner College President's Scholarship. Brian Walter Applegate. Travis William Ashley. Joseph Allen Atherton. Dustin Gild Austin. Ramayana Bahik, Essex Junction Lions Club Scholarship. Colin David Bate. Christine Tressa Beaudry. Jeffrey Charles Bennett, University of Connecticut Achievement Award. Stacy Lynn Benoit, LaSalle College President's Scholarship. Julie Catherine Bergeron. Dylan Robert Byer. Tara Rael Blow. Kyle Clements Bomer. Lindsay Elizabeth Bolin. Angela Marie Boiselle. Joseph Paul Bordeaux. Brent Michael Boyajian. Jeremy J. Brooks. Candace Ray Brownell. Robert Matthew Dow Brunel. Tyler Thomas Bryce. Benjamin C. Butterfield. James Joseph Carey. Karen Marie Casey. Bryce Allen Chafee. Russell Paul Chapman. Sarah Nell Chapel-Sokol, National Merit Commendation. Stephanie Eva Sharon. Paul Michael Chevrolet. Aaron Marie Coffey. Chris Clark Combs. Michael Stanley Conti. Peter Garrett Coombs. Carrie Ann Corbin, Knights of Columbus Scholarship. Adam Jordan Coro, not participating. Jolie Beth Carsaro, VSAC Poster Design Honorable Mention. Vermont Conservatory of Ballet Scholarship, A.J. Drexel Scholarship, Drexel Dance Scholarship. Kalina Louise Cody, Dean Scholarship, Keene State College. Caroline Marie Cottrell, IBM Thomas Watson Scholarship. Laura Beth Kuchar. Jenny Kellett Crawford. Kristen Marie Cutler. Dang Koa T. Dang. Daniel Edward Dapkowitz. Heather Jean Dar. Brandy Lee Dara. Chris Raymond DiGiovini. James Wade DeMar. Sarah Williams Dennett. Sarah L. Despo. Breton Lee DeWeese, Margaret J. Cutting Scholarship. Megan Patterson Donahue. Ryan Michael Dory. Christina Eviania Dotchin, Essex Scholarship Foundation. Erin Mary Downs. Kelly Marie Drinkwine. Deirdre Ann Driscoll. Leslie Marie Drury. Sarah Elizabeth Duncan. Kristen Louise Eaton, National Merit Scholarship winner. Jonathan Philip Ebers. Graham Alexander Eret. Catherine Elmore. Matthew Robert Eppright. Christopher Harold Ettlinger, Coast Guard Academy nomination. Thomas Patton Evans, St. Lawrence University Scholarship. Christopher James Farrar. Lionel Malcolm Furland. Michelle Lynn Fernald. Daniel Joseph Ferrecchia, not participating. George Roy Findley. Ashley Amanda Fitzgerald. Frank Edward Flemings II. U.S. Navy Scholarship Program. Jessica Jean Folden. George Randall Forgeitz. Greg Patrick Fox. Emily Elizabeth Frazier. Josh Adam Fuller. Malika Michelle Fulton. Gabrielle Myra Gaborio. Heather Bell Garso. Aubrey Ann Gaudette. Mark Raymond Gorecki. Marisha Ann Gentile. Amanda Lee Getty. William Robert Gilmore. Sally Lee Durand. Jason Chad Glarum. Talia Jenny Glessner, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship, University of New Hampshire's Director's Scholarship. Matthew Timothy Reginald Groff. Brian Winchell Gray. Jacob Olin Gray. Alexander Jeremiah Gustafson. McDonald's National Employee Scholarship. Christine Marie Guy. Matthew Christopher Ham Ellis, Rock Tennessee Company Scholarship. Lindsay Ann Haar, valedictorian, National Merit Commendation, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship, Essex High School National Honor Society Scholarship, Goss Dodge Scholarship, Vermont Honors Scholarship, Essex Scholarship Fund Scholarship. Douglas Donald Harry. Joshua Raymond Hatch. Elise Jean Heath, UVM Vermont Scholar. Jeffrey Eric Heil. Patrick James Hennessy. Thomas Asa Hibbs, National Merit Commendation. Erin Elizabeth Hill. Teresa Ann Hill, UVM Vermont Scholar, Essex Junction Firefighters Scholarship. William Joseph Hill, U.S. Navy Scholarship Program. Michael J. Hoffman, appointment to U.S. Air Force Academy. April Marie Holcomb. Lindsay Powers Holton. Chad Ramon Hubbard. Derek Joseph Hudson. Ira Mark Isham. Jody Lynn Israel. Kate Izor. Seth Miles Jensen. Andrew Robert Johnson. Cynthia Louise Johnson, Richard A. Swenson Scholarship, UVM Vermont Scholar. Aaron Matthew Keeler. Emily C. Keenan, Kimberly Willie Memorial Scholarship. J. Edward Keller. Thank you. Joshua Allen Knack. Jesse Adam Kowalowitz. Ben Joseph Krasovsky. Kevin Charles Kraus. Martin Ariel Lacayo Emery. Melissa Mary Laughlin. Nicole Ann LaForce. Stephen Thomas Lamoth. Kristen Ann LaPointe. Elizabeth Lynn Larkin. Ashley Marie LaRose. Dallas James LaRose. Patrick McIntyre Lawler, Beloit College Presidential Scholarship. Keith Stephen Lawrence. Nicole R. LeBlanc. Joseph Paul Lemna. Graham Austin Latorney. Nathan Joseph Albert Lewis. Jamie Lee Labrizzi. Kelly Jo Labrizzi. Elizabeth K. Lockbrunner, Penn State Music Merit Scholarship. Jason C. Longway. John Richard Lochner. Abe J. Lowenthal. Annie Lunn. Holly Lynn Lyford. Jonathan Thomas Mack. Elizabeth Spalding Maddox. Denise Christina Maley. Melissa Ann Millette. Danielle Mansfield Marcoux. Lori Aaron Marchessault. Carla Ann Marrier. Derek Paul Marvin. Kristen Lee Maslach. Eva Teresa Maslach. Kenneth G. Matthew. Daniel Dauberton McCabe. Karen Lynn McKenna. Jeffrey Matthew McGrath. Toby Lee McIntosh. Brian Thomas McVeigh. Concordia University Entrance Scholarship. Anna Mihailovna Melnikova. Jason Allen Mercure, not participating. Nicole Elise Miller. Greg Allen Michael Victor Mishler, U.S. Navy Scholarship Program. Joanna Marie Mitchell. Lauren Elizabeth Mungen. Rebecca Ann Mungen. Essex Classical Institute Scholarship, Vermont Grocers Association Scholarship. Megan Laurie Mooney. Kirsten Anna Moore. William Sloat Trow Unlimited Scholarship. Leah Elizabeth Teresa Germain Morgan. National Merit Commendation, American Legion Scholarship, Presidential Scholarship semifinalist. Andrew William Morose. Nora Marie Murphy. Wheelock College Scholarship. Nishal Rajesh Narashania. Anthony Wayne Nelson. Gretchen Elizabeth Nesto. University of Colorado Leadership, Education, and Development Scholarship. Holly Lynn Nicholson. Daniel A. Norford. Catherine Elizabeth O'Connor. Jonathan Michael O'Connor. Michelle Ray O'Shaughnessy. Amor Ostuyich. Randy Preston Otis. Jason T. Willett. Julie Marie Willett. Glenn William Packard. Megan Lynn Palatino. Anthony A. Pate. Kimberly Irene Peak. National Merit Finalist. Samantha Jo Perkins. Brandon Michael Paris. Joshua Marcel Perrin. Tyler Alexis Peters. Aaron Matthew Pierce. Andrea Lynn Plant. Heather Ann Platt. Dan H. Plumley. Justin David Quackenbush. Naeem Kabrasi. Adam Jonathan Ramsey. Carrie Jean Raymond. Justin Barnes Reed. Emily Jane Reynolds. Peggy Jean Reynolds. Jesse G. Rice. Megan Lee Rickson. Josh James Root. Mark Lee Russell. Scott Matthew Santier. Ronnie Neal Sawyer. Lindsay Kristen Saxon. Tricia Joy Shanley. Renee Schneider. Jenny Beth Schooneyungen, Castleton State College Fellowship. Ryan Donald Schroeder. Leela Michelle Seveny. Jessica Lynn Shengra. Greg William Shelley. Andrea Elizabeth Shortsleeve. Kyla Wolf Simpson. Sam Walton Community Scholarship. Jacob Philip Fox Sirotkin. Christine Marie Slattery. Orhan Smailhodzic. Jason Adam Smith. Joshua Ivan Smith. Catherine Ann Spinner. Essex Junction Lions Club Scholarship. Essex Scholarship Foundation. Kimberly Ann St. John. Henry Frederick Staymeyer IV. Katanya Lynn Steinhauer. National Merit Commendation, IBM Thomas Watson Scholarship. Lee Harold Strobridge. Lauren Catherine Somerville. Amy Diane Swain. Erin Marie Sweeney. Damian R. Tebow. Andrew Morgan Thomas. Rachel Elizabeth Toney. Kyle P. Tugas. Rebecca Lynn Treya. Lucas John Tremble. Margaret Duffy Triggs. Marcel John Trombley. Erin Jane Turcott. Ben Paul Turgeon. David Matthew Taveras. Mark Robert Valancourt. Matthew Albert Veilleux. Benjamin Spencer Vital. Benjamin Marks Ware. Richard Todd Whaling. Aaron M. Wells. Jeremy Allen Wells. Daniel Vincent Wesolowski. Kristen Lynn Whitaker. Lindsay Marie Whitcomb. Christopher Francis Whitney. Elizabeth Ann Williams. Max Nicholas Worsing. Rachel A. Young. Frederick Bisbee Zamor. Wait, please, we're not, I didn't even say what he won yet. I didn't even say what he won yet. Okay, could I have your attention, please? Could I have your attention, please? Okay, in just one moment, I'm going to have the class rise. I just want to finish with Eric Zamor. Being last, sometimes they don't get all the attention they deserve. He was the salutatorian, and he won the Robert C. Byrd Vermont Honors Scholarship. Now, would the class of 2000 please rise? At the count of 3, we're going to move our tassels from left to right. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.